Hello. Been out shooting all day today and a little bit of yesterday. The weather was really good today. Admittedly, I was sufficiently skeptical of a $2,000, and that's actually not abnormal. I mean, price a Nikkor 14 to 24, $2,000 wide-angle zoom. I'm a connoisseur of not only wide-angle lenses, but specifically wide-angle zoom lenses. Definitely a connoisseur. They've been getting better in the past few years, like the Tamron 10 to 24 that came out, which is this amazing lens. That's for Canon and Nikon. I named a few years ago Lens of the Year the Tacchina 15 to 30 Lens of the Year. Interestingly enough, I got a new version of that, the G2. I didn't buy it. It was given to me to test, and it was defective, so I've sent that back to Tamron, and they're sending me out a new copy. That lens was defective. And by the way, the only people that make good wide-angle primes and zooms, and I love Zeiss, by the way, but Zeiss makes crappy wide-angle lenses, is Nikon, Tamron, and Fujifilm. I own quite a few Zeiss lenses, and Zeiss wide-angle lenses, they're just no damn good. They're just not. Well, the build quality and everything, yeah, they are, but they're no damn good. Zeiss never learned how to make wide-angle lenses. They just didn't. I've got an entire group dedicated to this lens, in addition to 7 untouched RAW files. So I created a new Flickr group for the 8 to 16 2.8 Fujifilm lens. I got it a few days ago, and here she be. It's nowhere near, and of course I've seen a lot of pictures of it, just as you have, but it's nowhere near as big and heavy as I and probably yourself thinks that it is. I mean, this is it on the XT3. It's just not that big. Not that I'm complaining, it's just nowhere near as big as we thought it was. Here it is at 8 millimeters. You can see as the front element gets closest to the edge there for accidentally touching and accidentally scratching. Here it is at 16 millimeters, and this is the unique lens cap, which is unlike Tamron and Nikon, which is just a slip-on cap. This one actually has a gripping action, which does hold on very tightly. And it is, of course, we got an f2.8 lens here, which is wonderful. The images are absolutely... I take lens reviews very, very seriously, and I don't sell anything. No matter what you buy, I don't make a dime. By the way, I take Bitcoin too, by the way, if you ever want to donate $1 or $2. I've only ever gotten 3 Bitcoin donations, but anything is appreciated. Yeah, back to the point of the lens. This lens I actually was very surprised by. I was skeptical that it was going to be, substantially better than the 10 to 24. Now, by the way, this has a stepper motor in it. You would never use this for video. And generally speaking, you don't have to worry about fast autofocus when it comes to landscapes, which generally don't move. Landscapes don't move, right? That's a bit of a joke there. But it does have a noisy stepper motor, so this would not be appropriate for video, no way, no how. There are linear motors in the 8 to 16. The 8 to 16 is blasting fast. It is. And it's also stealthy quiet, so good news for people that want to use it for video. The lens is absolutely sharp as piss, which is a southern saying. It's like, I met somebody in England and Germany, or Deutschland, is going, what do you mean sharp as piss? That doesn't make sense. Piss isn't very... It's a southern saying. It means really damn sharp. It is very, very sharp. Shockingly sharp, in fact, actually. Shockingly. Like I said, I got the untouched RAW files below. These are some banal images, but thankfully I had good weather today. I kind of traveled all over the place and took some select shots and uploaded them here. Let's first make some observations. Obviously it's a 12 to 24 equivalent field of view, 20 elements, 805 grams, 9 rounded aperture blades. It does have low distortion and near non-existent chromatic aberration from all that I could tell. Tried shooting into the sun and with incident exposure to sunlight. It does have extremely low coma, up to 85% of the image frame at 8 millimeters, and seems to be about the same as 16 millimeters. So it'll be a perfect lens for those who want to do time exposure for astrophotography, and I do mean perfect lens. Is it more perfect than the best ultra-low coma prime lens that I could think of? I can think of a couple of them. No, of course it's not, but it has incredibly low Very good coma for astrophotography and time exposure. Like I said, very, very fast autofocus, linear autofocus rail system, and silent autofocus for video users. The only flaw that it has, and it's hardly noticeable at all, honestly, is that you have a stop and a half of vignetting at 8 millimeters at f2.8. So 8 millimeter at f2.8, you have a stop and a half of vignetting from center to corner. It's really hardly noticeable. And for God's sakes, it's 8 millimeters, for God's sakes. I just made a redundant statement there a second ago. So that's the only thing to complain about, and I did not find it complaint worthy at all. Any post-production software, Photoshop and or Capture One Pro for Fujifilm, which I use now, or even the free version. I have a free version of Fujifilm Pro that you could use with the slightly limited capabilities. Missing the Pro features, which of course you need to pay for. Well, I remove that vignetting. The lens is undeniably incredible. What this lens does, and it is Fujifilm's intent for it to complete the trinity of f2.8 lenses, the other two lenses being, of course, the 16 to 55 2.8 and the 50 to 140 2.8. So now they have the wide-angle zoom trinity completion with the 8 to 16 millimeter. Is it worth $2,000? I know that's what everybody's asking, and I would not want anybody to spend money unnecessarily. First, let's start off by ignoring the money. Let's just talk about the facts. Is it way better than the 10 to 24 in absolutely every way, shape, and form? Hell yes, it is. Is it worth $2,000 over the $850 of the 10 to 24? Well, that's a subjective call. Actually, it takes a lot to impress me on wide-angle zooms because I've tested the best, I own the best. The wide-angle Tamarons, the 1424 Nikkor, the 1530 Tamaron, first version. Going to test the G2 when they send me a non-defective copy of it. Build quality is incredible. It is weather sealed. However, I've said before 1,000 times, nothing is really truly weather sealed. I don't believe in that sort of asinine philosophy because camera equipment is sensitive equipment. It's not meant to be pounded out in the rainforest or in the blinding snowstorm of Antarctica. Weather sealing is just a wee bit of BS, no matter how much any company professes weather sealing. There's invasive weather sealing and then there's pervasive weather sealing, but that's a matter for another topic. The lens is incredible, and I use that word very, very carefully. When I say this lens is incredible, and I'm about to make another video after this, which is best lenses of the year, and I've got 5 of them. There are so many good ones this year, I actually have a list of 5, and this is one of them. The lens is incredible. Where does incredible fall as far as my subjective conclusions on this lens? I mean, it's well above excellent. In other words, wow, this is just an absolutely excellent lens. Like, but compared to what? Well, I'll tell you compared to what. No matter what you think of me, I don't sell anything. I don't have any affiliate links for this lens that I get a kickback on. I will tell you flat out, period. This lens is absolutely unbelievable. It is an incredible lens. I was having so much fun today using it, and yesterday. And I mean that succinctly because I really didn't have the time because I got to get ready for an Idaho trip. But I was having so much fun because it was such an excellent performer, and it is just piss sharp. It is just sharp as a razor. And the output too. Oh my God, the output. I was just really shocked. It is worth every bit of the $2,000 we're asking for, and you have to rationalize that to yourself. Is it really? I don't know. I mean, I already have the 10 to 24. I'm not telling anybody to sell their 10 to 24 and buy this. I never. That's my rule number 2. Number 1, I don't sell anything. Rule number 2, I don't tell anybody to sell something to go buy something else. So I'm not going to say that in any video that I make. So that has nothing to do specifically with this lens. Here's a nice shot I took. Just kind of happened on a whim. And I said I have the download some of the untouched raw files from this lens. I will post the group to these images, which are boring, and a list to the untouched raw files for you to download. On a scale of 1 to 10, this lens ekes in right at Oh God, I mean, a very, very, very excellent lens is 8.5. Like, wow, my God, this is an amazing lens. To me, on a scale of 1 to 10, that's an 8.5. This lens is well above that. I mean, it's somewhere up in the 9.6, 9.8 region. Really, like a 9.8. There's no way that anybody, Nikon could have never done a better job on this. Nikon has been Lord and Master of wide-angle primes, at least, for more than a few years. No matter what you think of Nikon, Nikon crucifies everybody on wides. And no, don't say Sigma to me, for God's sakes. This lens is incredible. I do mean that. I was skeptical, thinking to myself, you know, it's a $2,000 wide zoom. How much better is it really than the 10 to 24? Really? That's what I was thinking to myself. And I said, I do take lens reviews very seriously, and this lens really is an incredible lens. And a lot of other people say that in their damn videos on lenses. And what the hell do they know? How many lenses have they used? They think everything, this lens is incredible, that lens is incredible. My definition of incredible is it takes a lot to impress me. I was like, big deal. I've got every decent wide angle prime and zoom out there. It takes a lot for me to call a lens incredible. Everything's incredible. I was like, what the hell do you know? Meaning other YouTube video reviewers and lens reviewers. That's a generic image for the group. God, it's sharp. Saturation, low distortion. This is an incredible lens. I know I keep repeating myself. I was actually shocked on this lens. I was really shocked. It does take a lot to shock me on a lens. It does. I've been shocked a few times this year, though. I was not shocked that many times last year on lenses. It was like that last year. And the year before, really. There's a couple really good lenses, but... Anyway, that's my conclusion on the 8 to 16mm Fujifilm. Really, it is that well made. The output is that beyond excellent, beyond excellent. These images are not, but my God, the output on this lens. Whew. Anyway, that's it. I love the unique lens cap because the lens caps on the other ultra wide zooms, they fall off. They fit on. There's nothing holding them on. This actually has a gripping. What it does is it grips the inside of the ridges on this lens, so you don't have to worry about like bebopping down the street. It's like, oh my God, where did my really expensive oddball lens cap go that I can't get a replacement for from anybody other than Fujifilm? It's not going to fall off. So I'm sure people are going to ask me that question, and I just answered it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like these videos. I've taken attention and care in detail. Even if you don't like the way I do my lens reviews, I mean, I don't sell anything, and whatever you buy, I don't make a dime. And I do take lens reviews very seriously. Even if I joke around a little bit, I take lens reviews very seriously. Thank you for watching. Happy holidays and all that crap, as they say. And увидимся, as the Russians would say. Peace out, a Girl Scout. Wait for it. Fujifilm. I'm surprised, too. There's not really been any YouTube reviews of this lens. What's up with that? I know it just came out, but what? Thank you, and goodbye.